All right, it is Sunday, guys. We are 12 weeks out. 12 weeks out. Prep brain is in full blast. Full blast. 2 weeks out. I'm very sorry. 2 weeks out. Yeah, we are 2 weeks out. Lord. Yeah, so Friday, Saturday, we had a nice little high carb day. I lost like 4 or 5 pounds, within the last week. So we did a little couple high carb days. Friday was more of a higher fat day, and then Saturday was more of a higher carb day, which was kind of cool. Put on about 2 pounds, so really nothing. But didn't really add any water retention at all, if any. I think I actually look better after the high carb day than the higher fat day, to be honest, which is cool. So yeah, today, did my cardio, did an hour this morning. Did about 40 on the treadmill, and then just ended with 20 on the stairs. Nothing crazy hard on stairs. I don't like to go crazy hard on stairs. I think stairs is one of those types of cardio where, like, you don't have to really, like, go crazy to get the results out of it. That's just my opinion. Because of how fatiguing I think it can actually be. You just want to find that sweet spot to where, like, your heart rate's high, but you're not, like, going crazy. And you're sweating hard. You're huffing and puffing. You know what I mean? But nothing to where, like, it looks like you're, running for dear life, trying to get to the top of a mountain. I just think that's ridiculous. But enough to where it's steady. You can squeeze the glutes at every top of the step without worrying about, So for me, at level 3, 4 is sufficient. Treadmill, depending on the treadmill, I actually think all treadmills are different. Obviously, you guys know I love all pretty much matrix cardio. Their workout stuff kind of stinky poo-poo. But their cardio stuff's phenomenal. So treadmill, I do the incline 7-8. I'll walk at like anywhere from, depends, honestly, it just kind of depends how I feel in the morning at this point, but it could range from a 2.7 to a 3.0 walk, which for me is pretty solid. So yeah, today I got a massage at 10, and then I gotta come home and pretty much pack all my stuff, and then heading out to Kyle's later today. Be with him for the whole week of training, all that good stuff, and then next Sunday, we drive down to Pittsburgh for the week. So that'll be fun. That'll be exciting. Oh, and I also did film a workout video for you guys. So yeah. So briefly, to kind of just explain like why I haven't been posting a lot of training videos, and more so these kind of card talks, which I'm very happy you guys seem to thoroughly enjoy, because I enjoy doing them. But more so, like, and I might get judged for this, but I don't, it's whatever. I only feel comfortable filming with a certain people, only a certain people can just kind of let me be me. And the only one around here in Jersey really is my brother. And now that he has a kid, he works a full-time job. I train relatively early. He doesn't get done work till late. So we kind of only film on weekends, which is fine. So, and I've been doing some videos for HD, which I don't know if you guys been to their channel, but I posted a leg day there. So, yeah. So that's kind of why, and it's also just, me and bro time too. I train hard. We have good talks on the way to the gym, good talks on the way home. So it's just kind of bro time. But I will probably, after the shows and stuff, I will probably rearrange my schedule a little bit on certain days of the week, alternate, obviously. So we can go to the gym together, do more filming that way, so you guys don't get bored of the car talks too much. But yeah, that's pretty much where we're at with all that. you know, it's going to be an exciting last 2 weeks. You know, I'm pretty dead at this point. I'm not even going to, like, bullshit. Like, severely dead. But I feel very confident. I feel good. I feel like we're all in a good place. Kyle's very excited to have me down. I'm very excited to be down. I'm also very excited to train at Iron Revolution. You know, obviously being down here in South Jersey, there's definitely a lot more cool gyms coming out here, which is awesome. You know, I remember like 4 or 5 years ago, South Jersey, you know, kind of wasn't really the bodybuilding scene. And I feel like over the past few years, it's becoming more fitness oriented, which is great. I'm very happy to see that. Of course, the gyms are still a little far from, you know, where my mom and dad live, but, you know, half-hour drive, it's not that bad. I'll take it. But up north, you know, obviously there's a lot of awesome gyms up there, but Kyle lives like 5-10 minutes from Iron Revolution, so it's only smart that, you know, we just train there. And plus, it's an incredible gym. And I honestly haven't been back since he's added all like the new stuff and whatnot. So I'm definitely excited for that. I think it's going to be, you know, a great time, honestly. But yeah, that's where we're at. I mean, mentally, I mean, I'm in a good place. I feel very happy. I feel very calm. I feel very chilled. You know, I think it's only normal that we all get in our heads sometimes. Once in a while, it happens, and then you just kind of snap out of it and get back in the groove of things. You know, that's just kind of the way it is. But overall, I'm very happy with the way I look. Kyle's very happy with the way I look, and, you know, I think this is the first time in a while that I have butt striations, so like, I see them. So it's kind of cool. I've been training my butt a lot. I try to not train them. Like, I feel like back in the day I trained him every day, which I think kind of backfired a little bit. So I only train him like twice a week, but I make sure like I just hit him hard and let him rest. And obviously, you know, that's working. And I think we all know train hard, rest produces the best results. But sometimes, you know, the closer we get to a show, we just think more and more and more and more and more. And sometimes it works, you know. But I'm very happy with how my booty's looking, so that's always good. But yeah, I mean, I think the training's been great. You know, I think following Jared's setup for me has been great. I haven't really taken. It's crazy how good I feel like I actually look, and I really haven't taken any training sets to like crazy failure. You know, like mechanical failure for me. Maybe leaving like a rep in the tank, you know, just in adding a little more volume, but just making sure I get like the proper execution of every set, every rep. And I do feel like that takes time to develop a skill like that. And yes, I do believe it's a skill. You know, when you're a beginner, obviously you want to learn proper form, proper execution, you know, and all that good stuff. But train no failure. Train hard. Train your balls off, train to failure. And I think as you get older, you know, you want to start to train probably a little smarter. And, you know, keeping sets. I mean, once in a while, look, I'm not saying don't ever train to a failure. That's ridiculous. Once in a while, when you're feeling it, and I mean when you're feeling it, feel it. Just go for it. Take the set to the crazy failure, do some crazy drops, but don't do it all the time. You know, that shouldn't be like the base of the training. You know, get 2 really hard sets. And what I mean by really hard, listen, you want to make sure you're contracting the muscle extremely hard, you know. So you want to get that slow negative, nice, let's say leg press, right? You want to get that nice slow negative, go as deep as you can, right? Pause and explode right off the heels. Top, boom, back down, slow, and then just repeat. Your last rep should always look like the first rep. You know, and let's just say you stop 1 rep shy of failure. If you were to go too heavy, you know, and try to do that and take it to failure, I guarantee you're not getting the same amount of contraction in the quad as if you went a little lighter and did it the proper way. You know, and I just, that's what I believe, and I think my quads have grown drastically from kind of, you know, putting that style in. You know, we can argue it back all day long, but the results speak for itself. You know, but everybody, you know, everyone's the same. You know, different strokes for different folks. You know what I mean? Yeah, whatever works for you may not work for me. What may work for you, or what may work for me, may not work for you. That's okay. We're not, you know, it's all opinionated. There's no right way, but there is a safer way. And I will always take the safer way approach while still training extremely intense as I can, you know. And I still believe in using free weights here and there, not all the time. I am one of those guys that over time have become more a machine-oriented guy. And honestly, I feel like it's helped my physique even more. And again, I'm not saying don't do free weight. I love to do dumbbell work over a barbell any day of the week. But, you know, my whole off season, you guys see me do barbell RDLs. I think that's a great movement that develops the hamstrings and erectors, and even lower back. You know what I mean? So it's like there's certain movements where, yeah, free weight. But for me, you know, majority of the time, it's become more machine work, and I haven't seen any difference in my physique that way. So I don't know. You know, let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. I would actually love to hear everyone's opinion, but respectfully opinion. Okay, let's be respectful. Thanks. But train hard, though. You know, and this is what I'm saying. Just because you're training frequency, right? Don't worry about, you know, oh, I don't want to train too hard. Just train hard. You know, and if it comes down to the next session of that day and you're not fully recovered, either take an extra day or just don't do as much volume that day. You know what I mean? And now you know going into the next one, cut the volume back a little bit. But don't, like, not train hard because you're like, oh my God, I got to train this again in 3 days. Maybe just cut the volume back. I'd rather still keep it very, very hard and intense for the most part. And maybe just take a couple sets out of the workout so I know I'm recovered for the next one, than just not train that hard. You know? So I just think as long as you guys train hard, whether that's 1 set or 2 sets, you're going to get a lot out of it. You know, I am a big fan of frequency, and if you have to go lower, and if you are the type that has to go a little lower volume to recover, it's fine. You know what I mean? There's no issue with that. Go lower volume. But yeah, so that's it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get a lot more of these out, but I will do my best since I'm kind of age to be with Kyle for the most part. But we'll see. You know, we got 2 weeks. You know, we're grinding hard, guys. We're pushing. We're having fun, and we're just doing the damn thing. You know, so if I don't get another one of these out before the show, which I'm going to try my hardest, I just want to let you guys know I love you, and I appreciate all the love and the support you guys have continued to give me. You know, definitely not giving up on me, definitely still being there to support me, give me words of encouragement, because guys, honestly, like, as much as I encourage you guys, you know, you guys have encouraged me a lot. You know, watching all you guys achieve your goals, some of the DMs I get from you guys of how I motivated you, or, you know, how, you know, I can do this and you're still the best, things like that. Like, believe it or not, guys, those go a long way for me, and it certainly humbles me quite often. And truthfully, I want to say thank you to all of you, and it truly means a lot. So 2 weeks out, let's do the damn thing.